Good morning, everybody. Let's see now. Okay, this is my 14th edition of my soundtracks of my life, and I've done 13 others. But anyway, I want to talk about my experience or my reflection on the song "All Along the Watchtower." It was written by Bob Dylan, but the one I have in my Spotify, which I'm following basically, is from Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix because I love playing the guitar, and he's a very good guitar player. And not only that, from All Along the Watchtower, when the lyrics come out, and the wind begins to howl, and all of a sudden Hendrix come up with his guitar, so it's very appropriate. Not only that, I think I like Jimi Hendrix version than the original Bob Dylan version. I see Bob Dylan's the poet who wrote the lyrics and the sound, but Hendrix made the melody or the music fit, that it made it his song. So I really enjoy listening to Jimi Hendrix, and I enjoy the lyrics from Bob Dylan. In regards to the lyrics, because there's so many things that's being said in that song, and there's just too much confusion, and sometimes I don't really know what they're, but the only thing I could talk about is, my reflection on the song and what I think the song is all about. And for me, the song is about the watchtower being basically your life. It starts with the lyric that says there must be some kind of way to get out of here. And don't you feel like sometimes you're trapped, or you're in this life, or you just have to follow everybody's, what people think, and you can't really, it's not you basically. Your parents tell you to act this way, your friends, you don't want people to talk behind you, and you're always wondering what people are saying about you. Your teachers treat you that way, and once you hit that treadmill of life, you can't stop. The treadmill just keeps going faster and faster and faster, and next thing you know, you have debts to pay, mortgage to pay, car payments, insurance, and you're stuck. And then when the kids come, it's your responsibility to make sure you provide for them, give them a good education. And that's basically the circle of life everybody goes through. And sometimes you have this feeling, how can I get out of this? And I kind of did get out of it. For one thing, people can retire eventually when they're about in their 60s. They can finally say enough is enough. I'm done. I'm done going through that treadmill. I want to get out of that treadmill. I want to get out of paying all my debts. And there's also the people that can't even do that because their income's not enough. Once they retire, their income goes really down, and if they have obligations, they're dead. They can't stop, so they end up working at McDonald's, Jack in the Box, or Wendy's, to supplement their income so they can survive. And there's the smarter ones who go to the Philippines like I did, and live in the Philippines for a lot less. And not only that, our what do you call this? The retirement income you get basically expand because your cost of living is a lot less over there, and the dollar is a lot stronger than whatever it is in the U.S. So I've listened to All Along the Watchtowers more times than I can count. So because I love that song, but not just heard it, but I really listened. I let it soak to my bones, like whiskey, or you know, regrets I have in my life. There's just something the way Hendrix stares into that guitar. Like he's not just playing music, but unearthing the truth too raw to speak. And the lyrics, man, Bob Dylan did such a good job. They haunt you. They're like a riddle the world's been trying to solve since time began. Just like I said, there must be some kind of way out of here, the Joker says to the thief. That's probably the first lesson right here. One way or another, we all want out. Out of the pain, out of the pressure, out of the stress, out of that trap, out of that treadmill we didn't even realize we were born into. But the kicker is we don't even know what out means. We just feel it. We want out, but what do you mean by out? The out, you want to die? If you're so what do you call this? Depressed, and you want out of this life, or you just want out the kind of life you're having by pivoting to a different kind of lifestyle, or out of that marriage that you feel like you're trapped, or out of society that that you're tired of trying to impress. We know we don't know what out is, but we just feel it, that there's that sense that things aren't quite right. And what about the thief? The Joker and the thief, he just nods, says, there's just too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Man, if that ain't the human condition, we're all confused, we're all tired, we're all grasping for something real in a world full of smoke and mirrors. But here's the twist. While the Joker and the thief are taking things the way they are, there's kings, with the lyrics, kings and princes sit behind the walls, sipping wine, pretending they've got it all figured out. While all of us out there are stressing ourselves out there, there's people who's just having a good time, basically doing nothing. People that was born in the right family, or with the right connection, that they don't have to do anything in life. And they're in the Watchtower. So I really equate Watchtower as being your life. And there's people in the Watchtower that was built, for them. Watchtowers are there to to keep watch of outside the castle they're in. And there's kings and queens and the royalty inside the castle, and they put the wall, so they divide themselves from the common people who's outside the wall, and they can nobody can pass in the wall. They got guards, they got watchtowers all over to keep keep everybody out. But sometimes if you're sometimes you want to get out, of that. And then the lyrics goes, two riders were approaching, and the wind began to howl. That's the part where Jimi Hendrix comes in with his guitar, and make his guitar howl basically. I love that part. So who are those writers? Maybe I think they're basically for change and truth. If you ask me, they always come eventually. Doesn't matter how high the tower is, how thick the walls. They ride they ride in like a storm. So what's the lesson? You can't outrun what's real, not forever. So for me, life is that damn watchtower. You climb up thinking you'll see it all when you go up there, thinking the height you will give you clarity. When you go up that watchtower, you think you have a bird's eye view of everybody. But sometimes the higher you get, the more you realize how little you understand. You peer out and see shadows instead of answers. People circling, searching, pretending. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the point isn't to escape the confusion, but to live in it, to find meaning in the watch itself, to question, to ride, and to hold back at the wind. Because even the joker has wisdom, even the thief knows the score. And sometimes the people on the outside the wall, they're the ones who see things clearly. So you might be confused while you're inside your life, but people outside that wall, man, they're probably laughing at them and said, "Oh man, you think you have a good life? You have to put a wall to isolate yourself. You have to have guards, so you won't be in danger. You have to." But actually, we're more free out here, and our life is a lot better. Uh, Hendrix, man, I like that version of All Along the Watchtower. He basically cracked it open, and inside was a mirror. All along the Watchtower, we've been waiting for ourselves. And that's it. That's my reflection. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.